Good midday. Good midday. Good midday to you. We are praying that God, as we approach the weekend, continues to bless and provide for you as has never been seen before. We're trusting God for great things, for powerful things. We're trusting God that we may know Him and the power of His resurrection. We're trusting God. And in the midst of that, we know that our God is able to do above and beyond all we could ask or think. And so, in the midst of that, we're grateful to God for you. Want to know, Jemison, bless you for being here. And glad that you are among those who are growing in the knowledge of the Lord, to hear His voice and to do more than just hear, but to follow. Good midday, Carletta. Cora, bless you for being here. I'm glad that you are here with us. Okay. And Doe, how's it going? And I forgot to ask you something about Gertrude Dawson. I don't. Is she doing okay? Um, Something came up some time ago about prayer for that family, and I wasn't sure if anything had happened that you know of. If not, we just go before the Lord in prayer. Chaplain Hearns, bless you for being here. And we are glad. We are glad that you are here. And to move on and to hear what God has to say. It's kind of a busy day today, trying to finish up. I'll show you the pictures of the completed work when I get it done down in the one room and start moving stuff back in there. And then went over to Floetta's son's wake. And then now I'm back here. And then after that, I'm changing to my work clothes, go back downstairs, finish up some stuff, and then get ready for class on Saturday. And so we're thankful to God for you, one and all. Minister Faye, bless you for being here. Denise of the Fry Son, thank you so much for being a part of this learning experience on today. We know it's Friday, and we're just grateful to God for that. And kind of go from there, see what happens. Vernice, how you doing? You staying out of trouble? You being good, Vernice? You know, I have to check up on you air nine then, air nine then, just to make sure all is well with you and yours, and kind of go from there. And I got a question. Matter of fact, I got a couple of questions for y'all. I'm gonna see how well this goes. Don't you say a thing, Cora. Not one word. Not a nary none. Okay. And so we're getting ready to begin in about a minute, and then you'll have your weekend. Don't forget about Sunday morning, as we will come together to give God glory and praise through word and worship. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being a part of our learning experiences this week. And we are believing that God is doing above and beyond all we could ask or think. Elder Pamela Marcel, how are you? Good to have you here. More than one question. Yeah, what? Look out now. Look out. Look out. Look out. Look out. I got some questions. No, I'm just kidding. I've got one or two that I'm going to. Don, bless you. How are you? You staying out of trouble? You being good? You handling your business in the capital city? I already know. I see the post. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy for you. We are praying for your family. We understand that you had a passing in your family, and we want you to know that we're praying for you all. Tell your mom that we're lifting everybody up in prayer. Prayer may not change things, but it'll change you in the midst of them. And so we just wanted to get that out there. Listen, listen, listen. Let me ask a question. Matter of fact, Linda Brown, how are you? Really? Wow. Lakeview Nursing Home. Okay. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate that. Debbie Johnson, how you be? In Darlington, Darling. I've never heard of Darlington before, but we're going to continue to lift her up in prayer. Here's the first question that I have for you on a Friday. The first question. Matter of fact, I'm going to ask this of Carletta. That's what I'm going to do. Carolyn Richardson, bless you for being. I'm going to ask this, Carletta, just off of the top of your head, how many years does it take to become a nurse practitioner? Outside of Chippewa. Okay, got you. How many years? Thank you so much, Denise, for letting us know that all is well. How many years, how much study, how much rigor, how much is necessary in order for one to become a nurse practitioner? Elder Clay Johnson, bless you for being here. About 6 years. Now, let me ask this question, since it takes about 6 years to perfect that art. If you do not study, if you do not master's plus postgrad, okay, got you. Wayne, how are you, sir? And so since it takes all of that, who would you trust? Someone who has prepared themselves, or someone who tries to convince you they know what they're doing, but they're not prepared? And the reason I ask this question is because in order for God to do something in our lives through prayer, we need an open mind. But in the midst of having an open mind, we need to also remember that there must be some time that is dedicated and designated in order for you to hear him. I don't know if you pay any attention to it or not, but every week I get a report concerning my iPhone. The report tells me how many hours I've been on talking, how many hours or how many or the amount of texts that has taken place. And the reason it does that is it reminds us, hey, Timothy, how are you? It reminds us that in order for us to be communicative, you must talk or text, and it tracks how much you do. Some of us live on our phones. I'm one of them. Some of us are occasional users. Some of us never take advantage of any of the other features that are available. All we wanted to do is call. And God is saying, how do you want me to bless you? Do you want me to bless you like the occasional caller? Ooh. Do you want me to bless you like the person who does minuscule amounts and uses some of the features, but some of the stuff doesn't matter? Or do you want to be one of those that live on it? And when I say live on it, you have to be careful about that. Bishop Brown, my friend, bless you for being here. You have a great and fantastic weekend as well. Listen to what I'm saying. There are people who are addicted to it. That's not what I'm talking about. For me, it's my computer. If I need to communicate, if I need to send out text messages, if I need to send out emails, if I need to track people, if I need to do whatever I need to do for Union, OBSC, or EOBA, All of those things I use because in order for me to be effective in what I've been called to do, there has to be a consistent communication. So my question to you again, which one are you? What kind of conversations are you having with God? Is it something uh, emergency? Is it an occasional, or is it consistent? The Bible says, "Pray without ceasing." So we see. I think that's First Thessalonians 5:17, I believe. And so, in the midst of this, Lady Bowling, I just need to understand quite clearly: is my mind really open to hear God? Or have I made it up in my mind? I only want to hear from him when I need him. And that is when you sing that song, "Any Way You Bless Me." The way you are blessed in communication with God is determined by how much time you want to spend. Well, I'm that's not going to spend that much. Okay, I have listen. I ain't trying to argue with nobody about how much time you spend with the Lord. I am not here for that. What I'm here for is to get you to take a real good look at where are you? How much time do you watch television? How much time do you listen to music? How much time do you cook? That's a lost art. How many times, whatever you do, how many? And is it that everything else gets more time than him? And then we wonder why we make bad decisions. You remember what I said on yesterday, and I think I might have said it on yesterday, on Wednesday night, or whenever it was, that for the most part, when we were growing up, we honestly did not pay that much attention to our parents. But we had no problem hearing, but listening is a different thing. And then on many occasions, we have taken that type of behavior over into our walk with God, because for the most part, we're actually not uh, uh, listening. We hear because guess what? And if you understand the ears that you have, they have the capacity to pick up everything. There are things that your ears hear that you don't even pay any attention to. Why? Because it's not a priority. Okay, here we go. It's not a priority. Here it is. It's not a priority because in our hearing, we prioritize what we do and don't want to hear. I want you to think about that for just a moment. There are sounds that happen around you all the time that you honestly don't pay any attention to. But then there are other sounds that you're more accustomed to or more attuned into because they're a part of your regular behavioral interactions and encounters on a regular basis. You hear the ambulance, but you don't necessarily hear the truck tires rolling. You see this and you experience different things. You hear occasionally the birds chirping, but sometimes you don't hear things running through the grass. It's all kinds, but your ears pick up on them. The key is how many of those things are you really listening to? And so as we were growing up, we heard what our parents said, but when you listen to what somebody says, it changes your behavior. Harma, bless you, dear. And so when I hear God, because remember, when we talk to God, it is not a one-way street, it is a two-way communication. And too many times, and I said this before, and I know I'm redundant in it saying again, too many times it's a beg me game, convincing me game, trying to tell God, this is what I want, when I want it, how I want it. Then hearing what God already has in store for you. And I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. Could it be what you want is less than what God wants to give? That's where we pray amiss. Could it be that because we're not listening, we're missing out on the fact that God has greater for us, and we've decided to deal with minuscule? And then we get mad when other folk experience the greater and we're still minuscule, not realizing if we would just hear him, he would bless us above and beyond all we could ask or think. But then it got to go a little bit further than hearing. You also have to be willing to respond. When you hear the Lord and you hear him clearly, you need to respond to him. You got to respond to you. See, that's why I got in trouble in my parents' house because I heard what they said, but what they said didn't resonate in my listening process. But I went on and did what I wanted to do. And then when I did what I wanted to do, because I wasn't listening to them, it got me in trouble. Isn't it an amazing thing that we really want God to hear us when we're in trouble? Hey, Nancy, how are you? Tell that young man I said hello. I'm so glad, so glad. So here's what I do. How how do I respond to people may have a lot to do with how I respond to God. Are there certain people that you listen to and other people you disregard? Could it be that behavior has now transcended itself into your listening skills with God? I just saw where Ralph Dooley just had a procedure done. He has been deaf all of his life, and they got this implant that they put in, this procedure that they did, which will allow him to hear. And for the first time, he can hear, but he really can't understand yet, because the device that's been implanted in him now has to program itself as it is exposed to sound, so that he will be able to differentiate between verbiage and noise. His cousin said that, they hear it beep and hear different things, but as he continues to be exposed to hearing, and they said what you have to do is you have to, Lavonda, how are you? You have to consistently talk to him, and he has to consistently be read to, and these different things, because the device, okay, is learning the speech and then transcending it into the brain, so the brain can understand something that it has never been. I want y'all to hear that it has never been exposed to before. Could it be that the reason we're not listening is because God is saying something that we have never experienced before, and we need to learn how to process it instead of shoving it off and saying, "Oh, God's not in that." And so we got to recognize those things. Okay, are you hearing what I'm saying? Are you hearing what I'm saying? And many times, hey, Ann, many times, uh, many times God speaks, but it don't resonate because we haven't spent time listening. That's what it is. And so that implant is now going to revolutionize. Now you got to remember, he still talks as if he can't hear, because this connection has to be okay. Y'all not. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Y'all really not ready for this, are you? This is a whole different level, because a whole lot of times this is the reason why we hear more junk than we hear truth. Because on many occasions, we process junk, but does it mean we're processing truth? And when you process truth, it changes what the brain here we go, recognizes, and how you respond to it. A whole lot of people been in church all their lives and still have not created a responsive will. They've heard the praise team, the choirs, and everybody else sing. They've heard the prayers. They've been in the midst of prayer meeting, Bible study, all that, and yet still there's no change in behavior, because there is not a responsive will. When Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he did not want to respond. Oh, help me to teach this. He did not want to respond. He said, "If it is possible, let this cup pass from me." And as he continued, and the skills of communication were sharpened for the perpetuity whereby he was brought into the earth, he says, surrenders and says, "Not my will, but your will be done." Hey, y'all, bless you for being here. So my question is, if you want to be powerful. And that's the funny thing about it is, a whole lot of people want to be powerful. They want to be anointed. They want to be this. They want to be that. They want to be this. They want to be that. They want to be this. They want to be that. They want to be this. They want to be that. But are you willing to respond to what he says? Are you willing to do what he says? Are you willing to change and augment your behavior from your will to his will? I got to go. Listen, that's as far as I'm going for today. I needed to share that with you. A lot of people aren't on. Some folk are at the funerals and different things are going on. But listen, let's continue to pray that God will bless us not just through the weekend, but will bless us as we step into a brand new week. It's a brand new month with brand new mercies, and God will see you through. Listen, I love you with the love of Jesus, who is the Christ. Love you from the depths of my soul. It is my heart's desire that every one of you become exactly what God has preordained for you to be. Don't forget, we got class. For those that are in class, we got class at 10 a.m. in the morning. And I will see you there. Don't forget, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to send the link out again. It's the same link. Nothing has changed. So you ain't got to turn around to, what's the link? No, it's the same link every single class. Y'all be blessed here. Be good, Cora. I know you're getting ready to buy some chicken. So listen, may God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.